We're at Talamore with the man himself, Lou Guzzi. Lou,
Harry, how are you?
have a good night.
But you can see that they both rotate together. So for those who play tennis and understand form and hand rotation, the elbow stays down and the shaft comes back to the body.
All right, Lou, you must be a football fan.
I'm a football fan, but that football's not in this laboratory for football, folks.
Dark and used to lay out newspapers at different lengths.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management. I'm Harry Donahue, and you're probably wondering, Inside Golf and a punching bag, what's that all about? Well, let me give you another clue. We got Mr. Hogan up here on the wall, a sequence of his shots, the shot at Merion, site of the U.S. Open in 2013. I must be maybe in Lou's lab, and you are exactly correct. We're at Talamore with the man himself, Lou Guzzi.
Hello
Lou,
there, Harry. How are you?
did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did. How about yourself?
Oh, great. And how about this weather? I'm getting some extra lesson time in, I guess, huh?
Weather's good. Fireplace is going right now, as you can see. But laboratory's hot and ready to go. So here we are, Harry. Another fall season, and we've got some ideas.
Another fall season, and with the holidays approaching, Lou, people are wondering, what should I get that golfer in the family for a nice holiday present? And I'm sure you get asked that question all the time. There are all kinds of gadgets here that people maybe can use themselves that you have. But what other gift ideas do you think you could provide them with?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Harry. I just happen to have sitting here
Look at this.
Golf Magazine's Big Book of Basics. It came out end of October, and it's out in the bookstores now and also on Amazon.com. It's a great book. It's a basics book, and guess what? Chapter 1 for me, grip, posture, stance, and pre-shot routine.
Wow, and as I understand it, 30 different pages in full living color.
That's right.
Of Lou Guzzi himself, huh?
Yeah, and the pictures you can see are big. So there's no doubt that everybody's going to get a pretty good idea of how to grip this golf club. And guess what? My favorite picture in the entire book, right there.
Now, if I didn't know better, Lou, I'd say that's Ben Hogan himself.
Harry, that took about 54 photos with the Golf Magazine shoot to get that picture so that we could get the viewer to actually see what my grip looks like from their point of view.
That's amazing. All right, we are going to take a break. I'll be back here in the lab with Lou. We'll get you updated on some of the gadgets that he has. Hey, you could probably almost make some of these things yourself to help out with your game. Back with Lou Guzzi, Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management, continues in just a moment. Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts. By Club Champion, better fit, lower scores. Now open in Ballackinwood. By Southwest Greens, the Pro Knows. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.
Defining a target, realizing a dream. Susquehanna Bank can help you get your plans off the ground. Whether you're sending kids to college or doing something special for yourself. Susquehanna's financial advisors are worth talking to. We can help you find the smartest way to borrow money and save money in the process. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts for dreamers like you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's a chance for you to get away and play some great golf at a great resort.
The Iberostar Golf Team Championship Mexico, hosted by the spectacular Iberostar Cancun Resort and Spa.
The date is February 24th to the 28th, and it's open to
teams of 2 amateurs playing a best ball format, or pro plus 3 amateurs playing in a Pro-Am division.
And it's an all-inclusive.
All your meals, premium drinks, entertainment, and fantastic golf.
For more information,
IberostarGolfResort.com.
It's a cheap training aid. You can just grab a towel yourself. Make sure it's a short one.
Welcome back to Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management. All right, the bag says Lou Guzzi, but I'm going to call it Lou's Bag of Tricks. Here we are at Talamore at the training center with Lou's lab. All right, Lou, let me start off right here. Okay. This has gotten my curiosity. I wonder why. We got a tennis racket attached on its handle to the shaft of a golf club. Now, what in the world is this all about?
Well, if you notice the attachment here, Harry, and I'm going to hold the club kind of like one of the chapters in the Big Book of Basics on grip. The face of the racket and the face of the golf club are basically pointing right now up in the sky.
So they're at the same angle.
That's right. And so is the back of my left hand. Now, whatever the left hand does, the face does.
Aha.
Whether
Now
it's
it's getting clear.
Yeah, whether it's the face of that racket or the face of the club. Now, the beauty of duct tape. Well, there you go, folks. You can do a lot of things with duct tape. But you can see that they both rotate together. So for those who play tennis and understand forearm and hand rotation, it's a much easier way to show them how the racket and the face of the club work together.
That's amazing.
Isn't that neat?
Now, did you think of that yourself?
I've seen it done before, you know, but I thought about the duct tape myself.
You know, it's something, people have a garage sale, they'd probably wind up throwing or selling these things where they come together
telling you, the
and they
thrift
can help your golf game.
Thrift shop's a great place. We've got about 6 or 7 rackets. And then we have another racket here. For those who play tennis, we can actually get them to hit golf balls or tennis balls with the racket to feel the action. I'll actually videotape their motion and try to apply the motion that they already have in the tennis right into their golf swing.
Really?
Yep.
So put 2 hands on the handle of the tennis racket, grip it like a tennis or like a golf club then.
Yeah.
And
Well, it
to get the
depends. I'll have
feel?
them actually just swing and use their actual tennis motion as well. Another thing, I had a great conversation years ago with the great Yvonne Lendl. He actually plays golf, Harry, left-handed.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, and he was a right-handed tennis player, but he plays golf left-handed. And he told me that he felt the backhand. When he swings the club left-handed, his right arm basically is dominant to the backhand. And that's why he's a left-handed golfer.
I got you. Wow. The things you know from Lou Guzzi. All right. What is, now this looks like a beat up old towel, which it is.
That's right.
There's a good reason it looks like a beat up old towel. You got it taped. You like tape, don't you?
Duct tape again, as a matter of fact, it's a cheap training aid. You can just grab a towel yourself. Make sure it's a short one. Throw a little bit of duct tape on it underneath the arms
Aha. Okay.
for your golf swing. And then you can make your motion back and through.
And the idea is that the arms make sure that they're nice and tight and that the towel doesn't drop.
Yeah, keep the connection, feel your arms plugged into your sides. Hogan used to put a handkerchief under his left arm, so we run the towel under the arms, and even for chipping, what we'll do for chipping, Harry, is we'll take the towel and run it just above the elbows. So now you're connected a little bit more towards the bottom, and then you do the same motion for your chipping technique. So the towel just connects your swing. It also connects your chipping technique. It's probably about $4.
Let me see that again, up closer to your armpits. Wow. And then you just take a club.
Yeah, and actually, I can actually swing the club. I'll swing the whippy club here, and if we could, I'll hit a shot with the whippy club with the towel on. So the whippy club, another training aid, forces us to slow down our transition from backswing to downswing. So you can actually hit golf balls with this training aid. It's a wonderful, it's actually called the Tempo Master, the Whippy Tempo Master, but it's a phenomenal training aid for slowing down your transition and keeping your swing smooth. So now let's do this. I'll stay connected with the towel,
Right?
and I'll use the Whippy club and hit a golf shot.
Let's see what it looks like.
Okay?
Okay, we're all set with the Whippy club, which has the face of a pitching wedge
That's right.
and a normal length shaft,
That's right.
and you're all connected with the towel.
Yep, got
And
the
what's the aim here?
All right. The aim is not to hit Ken out there.
Not to hit our cameraman, producer,
Yep.
Ken.
But you know what we're going to do here is we're going to make a swing. We're going to stay connected with the arms and hands. Body's going to be rotating, and then we're going to smooth it out with the whippy club. So the transition from backswing to downswing, folks, is going to be nice and smooth, or this little guy won't work. Here we go.
Okay. No shanks.
I promise.
Look at that. Straight,
And there's the whippy club.
right at the flagstick. That's amazing.
Yeah. So, you know, with all that information that you're going to feel with the towel under your arms and the whippy club, you're going to be able to smooth your swing out and stay connected all at the same time. Voila.
All I want for Christmas is a Whippy club.
Sorry there.
All right, Lou, you must be a football fan then, huh?
Harry, I'm a football fan, but also I'm a fan of making that football work here in the laboratory. We're not going to talk about it yet, but I got a little treat with that football.
Speaking of treats, did you ever hear of Lou's cell phone drill? You're going to see it, just like millions are watching it on
problem that I see
golf.com.
most
And we'll
of the
get the
time.
history
Most
of how it all came about. We're
through.
coming back to Lou's Lab at Talamore on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management.
In 1916, a small group of dedicated golfers decided to turn their passion into a business. And the PGA of America was born. Our plan was to teach golf and to run golf courses, But along the way, we learned we taught something much more valuable than a game. And we built something far more enduring than clubhouses or fairways. So now, after almost 100 years, we've come to realize that what we thought would be a success story has always been, and always will be, a love story. From the 28,000 dedicated professionals at the PGA of America to the 27 million men, women, and children who share the passion that is our business. Thank you.
Well, things are heating up nice and comfortable here in Lou's lab. Back with Lou Guzzi at Talamore. And Lou, what do we got? The football, what's that all about?
Well, we have it's a mini-size football. It's a little soft so nobody gets hurt. And I use this, Harry, for putting and chipping and for feel. So I'm going to toss this to you.
Right.
And
Okay.
I'm going to hit a putt here. And what I'm trying to do with the football, oh, just burned the right edge. What I'm trying to do with the football here is get a feel for speed. So what I do with the students, folks, is I have them throw the football to me, and then I throw it back to them. So I'm going to toss it to you, Harry.
Got it.
Toss it back to me. And then the next time you toss it back to me, I want you to shut your eyes and remember where I'm at. And burn
You haven't moved, have you?
Have not. I have
Ready?
not. Yeah, go ahead. And you burn that image in your mind. So then what we do is we back up and we continue to toss, looking, and we continue to toss with our eyes shut. And then your arm responds to the memory of what you see. So when we're looking down to putt, we're no longer looking at the target. We have to remember what the target looks like and then allow our stroke to respond to the memory of what we saw. And that's what we use the football for.
I don't know how he thinks this up. Speaking of which, he's got a cell phone drill. It's on golf.com, and you can click it on and check it out. We're going to see it in just a moment. How did this all come about?
Well, you know, a lot of times when I'm teaching, I'll see students and members on the range warming up. And a lot of times what they do is they warm up and they answer the phone. And then when they answer the phone, they want to keep swinging. They want to keep moving. So what they do, unfortunately, most of the time is incorrect. So that cell phone drill, which is coming up, will show you how to answer your cell phone and hit balls at the same time.
This is one time when it's not bad to have a cell phone, at least on the practice range.
That's right. How about that? So enjoy the tip. It's certainly going to help you out with your game. That's for sure. Hey folks, welcome to this week's Lou's Lab. Now I've got the rain gear on. It's the fall, it's starting to get chilly, but we're still playing golf. Excuse me. Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, I'm in the middle of a tip. 4 o'clock is fine. See you Friday. Sorry about that, folks. You know what, I have an idea. How many times on the range does somebody answer their cell phone? They're on the phone and they're swinging the club with just one arm and hand. Well, guess what? They usually answer the phone if they're right-handed with their right hand, and they swing the club with their left hand. But here's the problem that I see most of the time. Most people swing through with a straight left arm. Let's call this the cell phone drill. I don't want you to do that. I want you to think about how your left arm works in the swing. We'll get our grip. We're going to take our right hand and just put it behind our back. Club is balanced, left elbow folds, and as we go through, the elbow stays down and the shaft comes back to the body. This is the way we want to work on the left arm swing. So the shaft goes down and around, the left elbow folds, the arm doesn't stay straight, it comes in as we're rotating, the forearm's rotating, the butt end of the club's going to get back in front of the body, right off the left thigh. We got a beautiful forward shaft lean. We're hitting the ball and folding that elbow up so that the shaft comes back to us. Remember, we're the hub of the wheel. Right arm behind the back. We fold it down and around. Here's what it looks like. So the next time that cell phone rings, or we just want to do the cell phone drill, think about that. Work on that elbow action. Keep the elbows down, just like Hogan says. And I know this is going to help you out with your game. It's the cell phone tip, and remember, keep them in the fairway.
Lou, let's turn off the cell phones because the teed-off panel, they don't like to be disturbed, all right? Teed Off is next on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management.
Ty Cobb in the club championship at the Olympic Club. I know I'm going up to
Rosberg.
That's right, Rossi.
Rossi.
And Ski was almost won the Masters. Almost won the Masters.
At this moment, across the country, families are packing their bags for a getaway. And no matter where they end up, they'll all be home by dinner. Plan your own at playgolfamerica.com. From finding fun and affordable programs to finding advice from PGA and LPGA professionals, playgolfamerica.com has a way for you to get away. Visit today for details. playgolfamerica.com, your link to the game.
People use it to practice a variety of shots on and around the green.
You can learn from your golf professional. You can practice in your backyard. Tour professionals do it, now you can too.
We'll custom design it, we install it, and in most cases you'll have your own putting green in less than a week.
Southwest Greens. For more information, call 215-598-2800 or go to southwestgreens.com.
It's time light beer got some character. 99 calories, 100% authentic lager. Yingling Light Lager from America's oldest brewery. Rethink your light beer.
Guests of Inside Golf enjoy dining at Sin Sin, the popular Asian fusion restaurant located on Germantown Avenue in the heart of scenic Chestnut Hill.
And now it's time for Teed Off, brought to you by Yingling, America's oldest brewery.
It's a Hall of Fame, very short on golfers.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. This is Teed Off, and today we're at North Hills Country Club in Orland. We're in the Founders Room for our Teed Off and Teed Off panel. And our panel has Joe Logan from myphillygolf.com, no stranger to Teed Off. Harry Mays, late night host on 97.5 The Fanatic in Philadelphia. And Bob Shepard, a longtime professional in the Philadelphia area, a master professional. He gives lessons up at Five Ponds in Warminster. So when the weather breaks, I don't know, do you have an indoor situation going up there in the wintertime, Shep?
Just a lot of good days.
You can always find a spot.
Yeah,
Bob
always
Shepard
find a spot.
also writes a blog for phillyburbs.com. Now, Joe, you're, I guess, for want of a better term, the historian here on this panel, okay? And I think you're in a position to talk a little bit about someone who was recently inducted into the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame, a golfer who really, in his day, was as good as it gets, Johnny McDermott. Tell us about John McDermott, a little history, please.
Johnny McDermott was born in Philadelphia. He won back-to-back U.S. Opens, 1911 and 1912. He was the first American-born player to win the U.S. Open. Bob Shepard played golf.
Well, I was going to say, that was what you stole my thunder, but go ahead.
He unfortunately retired from golf at the age of 23 and spent the next 57 years in the Norristown State Hospital. He had a mental breakdown, and his sisters would come get him and take him out and play golf. The fact that he has been elected into the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame, long overdue. It's a Hall of Fame, very short on golfers. I looked right before I came over here to see what other golfers are in it. It's a short list. Bill Heineman, the great amateur player. Jay Sigel, the great amateur turned senior pro. And two women, Helen Sigel Wilson and Dorothy Porter. So Johnny McDermott is a certainly welcome and long overdue addition to the Philadelphia.
I knew he retired young competitively, but 23, I mean, Keegan Bradley, Rory McIlroy, we're talking his career was over, Shep, and he had already won 2 majors. But like Joe said, you played with John McDermott at Sandy Run Country Club. Tell us about that.
Well, I was young. Johnny used to, as Joe just alluded to, his sisters used to bring him over, and he would come in a coat and tie and a vest and a hat.
Now we're talking what year, like in the 60s?
This is back in the early 60s. And we'd go out and play, and it was fun for me because I was in awe. This guy had won the U.S. Open, and in those days, I mean, it was phenomenal to have the guy there. But we would go out and play 9 holes, and he wouldn't say very much. He'd mumble nice shot once in a while, but he could still hit the ball fine. It wasn't like it was, having any issues as far as golf goes. I'm not saying he's shooting par, but he had a nice round of golf. And we played quite a bit as a kid, and as I said, I was quite impressed with his.
Did you ever ask him about, when he won the U.S. Open twice? And I was going to ask Harry. Harry, you probably remember he had a little in the movie about Francis We Met, the greatest game.
Right.
John McDermott is featured in there, an actor portraying him, going after Harry Vardon and Ray up at Brookline. And, people thought he was, well, for one of a term, a little goofy, and maybe that's what spelled him on.
He was at Atlantic City Country Club as an assistant, and he used to practice before he opened the shop and after he closed the shop, which would obviously be in the dark, and he used to lay out newspapers at different lengths during the day, and then he'd go out at night and hit, and if the ball didn't hit the newspaper, he used to get upset. And he learned distance control at night, which is...
I think Harry does that.
Oh, yeah, I do that all the time.
Up at Plymouth.
Yeah.
For Halloween.
He does it hock and loose.
Different colors. He colorizes it.
That's right.
Not only did Johnny,
there are newspapers around now.
not only did he win the 11 and 12 Open, he finished second in the 1910 Open at Philadelphia Cricket Club, Chestnut Hill.
The old cricket club on Willow Grove
So
Avenue.
3 years in a row, he either came in second or won.
Exactly.
Wow.
Okay, now you're from Plymouth. We're talking about that short list of Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame golfers, but see if you can read my mind. A couple guys who used to hang out at Plymouth Country Club, one of them especially, that maybe should be in that Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame. Am I testing your
Yes, you are.
short
I haven't
knowledge?
been there that long, and I have very short knowledge.
Yeah? Well, his nephew was one of the world-class golf architects. Not a player.
Would this be a Fazio?
It would be George Fazio, don't you think? George
Norristown's
Fazio?
own, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Lived right on the grounds of Plymouth Country Club. That's where you call him. And any other names? I just gave another one away, right? His
George.
nephew.
Yeah,
George and
Tommy.
And
Definitely Tommy.
As what we were saying earlier, Tom Fazio has more, who is an architect, not a player, but has more top 10 golf courses in the magazine rankings. Arguably more pleasurable rounds of golf have been played on Tom Fazio courses than any other, certainly working architect.
Let me throw another name out there. Ski Regal. The late Ski Regal was a great amateur player.
Fabulous, yeah.
I believe he was beaten by, what's his name, Bob Rosberg in the semifinals of the U.S. Amateur after Rosberg took care of beating Ty Cobb in the club championship at the Olympic Club.
NBC's
I know I'm going up the
Rosberg.
That's right,
Rossi.
And Ski was almost
won the Masters.
Almost won the Masters. Yeah.
And
Ski
was
Regal.
one of the nicest people you will ever meet anywhere.
Right. And had a driving range on Cotman Avenue in Northeast Philadelphia, right next to Jean's Hospital.
When he died 3 years ago, more people came out to his funeral.
Yeah.
And he used to ride around with his little dog. He was a prince among men.
And he used to do handstands until he was about 85 years old, walking down the steps. We could go on forever. Now, let's go to the bar. Ellen has a question from somebody who wants to put that question to Joe.
All right, thanks a lot, Harry. We're here with the president of North Hills, Mike Gallagher. Mike, what is your question for Joe?
Joe, what's your favorite Sports Hall of Fame?
Well, I got to go with the Golf Hall of Fame because I get to vote in it every year. And they send me this nice big ballot with who's up, and there's a list of criteria, and I take it very seriously and weigh all the, as a guy with 2 majors, but a very short list of total PGA Tour wins. How do you balance if a guy has only won 1 major, but he was on 5 Ryder Cup teams? There are all these little things to weigh, and I enjoy turning it over in my mind, and I enjoy now voting online. We used to be sending this very fancy ballot, but
I
now
never
it's
knew
all
that.
online.
See, we find something out every time we do one of these. I never knew you voted for the Golf Hall of Fame. How come Bob Shepard's not in there?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's oversight.
Well, now maybe you can work it out.
They don't serve all the wine until it's time.
Well, it's time for us to say goodbye from the Founders Room at North Hills. Inside Golf continues with more in just a moment. Planning a wedding, looking for the perfect spot for a golf outing, or maybe you'd like to host a conference with a round of golf to follow. The North Hills staff is ready to book your event for 2013. Go to northhillscc.org. Service, quality, satisfaction await you at North Hills.
If 5 friends are having a light beer and they all put their drinks down in the same place, how long will it take to find the Yingling Light Lager? About that long. Because the rich amber color of Yingling Light Lager makes it stand out from the rest. The true lager flavor, however, makes it disappear. 99 calories, 100% authentic lager. Yingling Light Lager, from America's oldest brewery. Rethink your light beer.
Here's a chance for you to get away and play some great golf at a great resort.
The Iberostar Golf Team Championship Mexico, hosted by the spectacular Iberostar Cancun Resort and Spa.
The date is February 24th to the 28th, and it's open to
teams of 2 amateurs playing a best ball format, or pro plus 3 amateurs playing in a pro-am division.
And it's an all-inclusive.
All your meals, premium drinks, entertainment, and fantastic golf.
For more information,
IberostarGolfResort.com.
Early mornings, late nights, and way too many takeout dinners. Running a business takes energy, determination, and sacrifice. And whether you're a startup, well-established, or somewhere in between, the people of Susquehanna Bank have the knowledge to help you succeed. From cash management solutions to the benefits of local loan decisions, we help keep your business moving ahead. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts for businesses like yours. Member FDIC.
for more golf course tours, swing tips, and deals on greens fees, check out the new teeitupphilly.com.
Also, don't forget to check out our website at insidegolf.net. You can watch past episodes of the show to catch up on anything you might have missed. And make sure you take a look at our upcoming schedule page. Starting in January, we begin our exciting tour of the Atlantic City area, where we'll highlight 18 spectacular golf courses. You won't want to miss that. Also, go to the Inside Golf Facebook page and like us so you can qualify to enter a special contest that starts in the new year. Thanks for supporting Inside Golf.
Back with Lou Guzzi at Lou's Lab here at Talamore. Final thoughts on some great holiday gift ideas for golfers.
Oh, we got Golf Magazine's Big Book of Basics here. And again, you know, not only myself in here with Chapter 1, but we've got our own Dom DeJulia with a chapter on putting. So we've got 2 Philadelphia Section PGA Top 100 teachers in the book, and we'd love to have you purchase it.
Sounds good. And if you want to make that book come alive, you can be right here at Lou's Lab with Lou Guzzi, right, Lou? Because that'd be a great, say, 3-lesson, 6-lesson gift certificate. Yep. How can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, that's right. Just go to louguzzi.com. You can email me or send me an actual voicemail. And we can, with modern technology, send the gift certificate right to you. So at the last minute, if you need a package of lessons, just send us an email and we'll get it right to you. You can print it out yourself.
And if this weather continues, you'll be up here probably right after the bowl games. Hey, Lou? This round of Inside Golf is officially over. Thanks to Lou Guzzi. Visit him at Lou's Lab at Talamore. And remember, no matter how bad it's going for you, don't pick up. See you next time on Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank and Wealth Management. Inside Golf, presented by Susquehanna Bank. Susquehanna Bank, doing what counts. By Club Champion, better fit, lower scores. Now open in Ballackinwood. By Southwest Greens, the Pro Knows. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf.